They took her number. Pause and really think about that. The most iconic jersey number in women's basketball erased in an instant. Caitlin Clark arrived at Team USA training camp this weekend wearing number 17. Not 22. 17. And if you believe this was a simple clerical choice, then you don't understand how USA basketball operates. Here's the part no one is saying out loud. Number 22 wasn't merely unavailable. It was intentionally removed from the entire training camp lineup. No one was allowed to wear it. Not Aya Wilson, who owns it in Las Vegas. Not Cameron. No one. Let me clarify something about USA basketball that they never publicly explain. Jersey numbers aren't handed out randomly. There's a legacy system in place. Numbers 4 through 15 carry deep historical weight. Michael Jordan wore 9. Kobe Bryant wore 10. LeBron James wore 6. You know what they could have done instead? They could have handed number 22 to Caitlin Clark and asked everyone else to adjust. Let's be completely honest. Before Clark turned 22 into a symbol, most people outside hardcore WNBA circles couldn't tell you which player wore which number. Aya Wilson is a 2-time MVP, a dominant force, and an elite talent. But ask a casual fan what number she wears, and most would know. Caitlin Clark, though, is 22. That number is etched into basketball culture. It shattered the NCAA all-time scoring record. It drove record-breaking WNBA attendance and viewership in her rookie season. It outsells the merchandise of entire WNBA teams on its own. That number pushed women's basketball into the mainstream spotlight. And yet, instead of embracing that reality, USA basketball chose to retire it from camp. Which brings us to the real question: what does hierarchy actually mean in this situation? It means USA basketball was afraid of how this would look, completely paralyzed by optics. This decision exposes a deep disconnect between USA basketball and the reality of today's game. They're still operating as if it's 2015, when Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird were the undisputed center of the universe. And here's the most absurd part of the entire jersey situation. Number 17 carries no historical weight in USA basketball. It isn't legendary. It doesn't represent a legacy. It was simply the number that happened to be available. They didn't even attempt to give it meaning. What they should have done was obvious. Give Caitlin Clark number 22 and reassign everyone else, exactly the way international competitions always work. That's the standard. That's how it's done. Instead, they turned it into a dramatic, overproduced moment by retiring the number altogether. And the message that sends couldn't be clearer. They're afraid of the present. Now, let's talk about what actually happened at training camp, because this is where the story gets even more interesting. Caitlin Clark showed up wearing number 17 and immediately proved she belonged. By all accounts, she played exceptionally well. Multiple reports said she looked sharp, confident, and in rhythm. Head coach Kara Lawson even acknowledged that Clark looked ready for the moment. And since Paris is already part of the conversation, let's address the elephant in the room: the Olympic snub. USA basketball's official explanation for leaving Caitlin Clark off the Paris roster never matched reality. Yes, the ratings were already massive, but they could have been astronomical. The interest was clearly there. Now imagine if casual fans, the ones who fell in love with Clark during March Madness and her rookie season, had a real reason to tune in beyond simply watching Team USA win games. The marketing opportunity was once in a generation. And USA basketball completely wasted it. Why? Because they were more focused on protecting egos and preserving a veteran hierarchy than embracing the future of the sport. And there's another layer to this situation that makes it all even more absurd. Take a close look at the training camp roster. Not a single player is sporting their familiar professional number. Paige Beckers jumped from 5 to 19. Angel Reese switched from 5 to 25. Aaliyah Boston went from 7 to 30. Cameron Brink moved from 22 to 33. Sonia Citron shifted from 22 to 20. Every athlete adopted a new number. And don't mistake this as mere protocol or tradition. USA basketball has repeatedly bent rules to suit their agenda. They've accommodated players, reshuffled rosters, and made exceptions whenever it fit their plan. Meanwhile, the marketing side seems completely out of sync. Who got the spotlight in their promotional graphics? Kala Copper, Kelsey Plum, and Jackie Young, 3 Olympic gold medalists from Paris. Solid credentials, undeniable talent. But the reaction was swift and harsh. Fans tore into USA basketball on social media, and even top sports journalists questioned the decision. Christine Brennan weighed in, highlighting the controversy. What's really happening? This is the same story that has followed Caitlin Clark her entire career. The WNBA and now USA Basketball are struggling to accept that a young player from Iowa has become the face of women's basketball. The contrast couldn't be sharper. NBA stars like LeBron James have championed her since her Iowa days, yet her own league and national programs seem hesitant to fully embrace her. During her rookie season, when she was getting physically targeted, LeBron James didn't stay silent. When WNBA media tried to downplay her impact, he spoke up. It's a telling sign of a system that allows stars from another league to show more respect to a young player than her own league or national team. LeBron had no obligation to defend Caitlin Clark. His own legacy is monumental, yet he chose to use it. Now, the focus shifts forward. This training camp is only the beginning. The 2026 IFBO World Cup in Berlin, Germany, is the next major stage, and if Caitlin Clark secures her spot, expect every Team USA jersey with her name and number 17 to fly off the shelves the instant they go on sale. Not in hours, in minutes. We've seen this story play out before. Caitlin Clark's Iowa jerseys sold faster than most professional athletes' merchandise, and her Fever jersey became the league's top seller. So, what should USA Basketball have done if they truly wanted to honor tradition while embracing the present? Give her number 22. Make it a statement. Declare, this number now represents the next era of USA Basketball. Hold a ceremony. Film a segment showing how Clark carried this number to unprecedented heights. Beyond the spectacle, there's a lesson in respect. Throughout her career, Caitlin Clark has handled constant disregard with grace. She was left off the Olympic roster and responded by saying she understood the decision, a level of composure few could match. At some point, the question becomes simple. How much more does Caitlin Clark have to achieve before USA Basketball and the WNBA fully acknowledge her? Does she need multiple championships? Another decade of dominance? Or must she wait for every current veteran to retire so nobody's feelings are hurt? That's exactly the expectation placed on her. She's asked to generate attention and revenue while accepting second-class treatment, until some arbitrary timeline declares she's worthy of respect. And there's an elephant in the room nobody wants to name: race. Caitlin Clark, a young white player in a predominantly black league, has reached superstardom, and her rise has sparked tensions that people are hesitant to confront. Honestly, some WNBA veterans and media figures have made it clear. They resent that a white player is commanding this level of attention. Here's the reality check. Caitlin Clark's race may have drawn initial curiosity from casual fans. That's a blunt truth about society and sports marketing. But it's not the reason she still dominates the conversation. She's the story because she's objectively elite, delivering in moments that matter. Record-breaking performances, logo threes, highlight-worthy assists, and undeniable competitive fire prove that USA Basketball must accept this reality. Caitlin Clark will be the face of their national team for the next decade, whether some people like it or not. The sooner they embrace it and build around it, the stronger the team will be. The 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles are set to be a landmark moment for women's basketball. Home soil, a massive crowd, the perfect stage to showcase women's basketball. And you know who's going to steal the spotlight? The player wearing number 17 this weekend, because they were too timid to give her 22. Here's what's coming next. Caitlin Clark will dominate this training camp. She'll secure a spot on the 2026 World Cup roster. She'll be a key player in Berlin. And when the 2028 Olympic roster is announced, she'll be one of the first names called. Not because she waited her turn or racked up veteran years, but because leaving her off would be sheer incompetence. The Olympic snub in Paris worked once, hiding behind the experience excuse. But try leaving her off the Los Angeles roster, and the backlash will be nuclear. Everyone knows it. USA Basketball knows it. This is why this training camp is so crucial. This weekend at Duke, Caitlin Clark auditioned for a spot on the 2026 World Cup team, and by every report, she nailed it. Practice reports were glowing. Leaked footage showed her completely at ease competing at the highest level. The coaching staff praised her every move. Now it comes down to roster selection. If USA Basketball has any sense, they'll name Clark to the team immediately and start building their marketing around her. But based on past behavior, they'll likely wait until the last moment, framing it as a tough decision. That's how you act when you're still uncomfortable admitting who the true star is. Let me make one prediction. It won't change the outcome. When the World Cup roster is announced and Caitlin Clark's name is on it, USA Basketball will issue a statement praising her and expressing excitement about her representing the country. They'll highlight her growth and development, framing it as if they're doing her a favor. Meanwhile, the obvious truth remains. She's the one doing them a favor by bringing mainstream attention to international women's basketball. The cognitive dissonance will be fascinating. But beyond politics, jersey numbers, and promotional graphics, the most important fact is simple. Caitlin Clark is about to wear stars and stripes on the international stage. No matter the number on her back, she'll prove why she should have been in Paris last summer. The basketball will do the talking. Caitlin Clark's performances will be undeniable, and everyone who tried to downplay her rookie WNBA season will have to watch her dominate on the international stage, wearing her country's colors. That number 17 jersey is about to become legendary, not because USA Basketball planned it, but because she's wearing it. She'll make highlight reels, break records, and sell out arenas in that 17. 5 years from now, when people think of Team USA women's basketball, they'll think of Caitlin Clark in number 17. Not because of historical significance, but because she made it iconic through sheer excellence. The ultimate irony? By retiring number 22 to avoid creating a hierarchy, USA Basketball unintentionally gave Clark the chance to make 17 the new emblem of Team USA greatness.